Gruesome Magazine.
Hello, once again, I'm your host, Doc Rotten, and this is Gruesome Magazine, where we review the very latest in streaming and video on-demand horror movies. Each week, my co-hosts Jeff Mohr, Crystal Cleveland, Dave Dreher, Christopher G. Mohr, and myself will take a look at various spooky, scary, and gory genre offerings. Tonight, we are doing The Seed, streaming on Shudder.
The Seed.
Oh my. No. Yes. No. Yes, it is. We're
Yes.
going to go with it. Let me introduce the crew, starting off with Crystal Cleveland, Dead Girl. How you doing?
I'm great. I don't know what we were knowing and guessing about, but it sounds good to me. Yes.
A total head full of indecision.
No. Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
Very, very Chinatown. Sister, my lover. My sister, my lover.
Oh my God! Also joining us is award-winning filmmaker Christopher G. Mohr. How you doing, sir?
I'm gonna sing the wonderful cartoon song. If this movie were turned into a cartoon, space age mutant horny turtles. Turtles gonna fuck you. Turtle power.
Yeah, that's appropriate.
Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
That's-
my God!
Just saying.
That's the whole plot, basically. And done.
You're welcome.
Thank you and good night. All right, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take a look at The Seed, and we're going to give it our first impressions. That will be spoiler free. It will be, and then we'll dive into a discussion. We will get into the spoilers.
You're saying it's seedless?
Oh God.
Don't forget the
You're
tippy
welcome.
waitress on the way out.
Yeah.
Try the veal, whatever, all that good stuff. All right, then we'll. God, your rails off, run. Hey, let's do this. Then we're gonna have a discussion, and we will get into some spoilers there, and then we'll wrap these up with our final thoughts. Our score 1 to 5, and of course, our favorite scene. And we hope that you enjoy not only this review and our wackiness, but many more that we have on the site.
Yeah.
Be sure to.
I bet you can't wait to get to another review.
I know. I can see the clicks clicking away now. Nick, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share with a friend. We'll appreciate it greatly. And of course, we want to hear your comments down below. But what film are we talking about? We are talking about The Seed.
The Seed.
The Seed, available streaming on Shudder beginning March 10th, 2022. Written and directed by Sam Walker. The cast includes Lucy Martin, Sophie Vavassuer, and Chelsea Hedge. You like that? Vavassuer.
That was pretty good for you.
Yes,
I'm just
well,
saying.
Sounds dirty.
It might be. The synopsis is: what starts out as a girls' weekend away in the Mojave Desert becomes a tale of terror, death, and alien invasion.
Okay, that's fair. That's exactly
actually
what it is.
fairly accurate, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into our first impressions. And since you are sitting in the high seat there, sir, start us off, Christopher G. Mohr.
Yes.
This film kind of reminds me a little bit of the Texas Chainsaw movie. Because you have like, because you have like they have the idea of like influencers and that kind of stuff, and then craziness happens and they deal with it. I think this film needed to pick a lane, and it seems to be a common thing I found in films lately, like Studio 66 and other things, where pick a lane and go with it. Because but at the same time, I didn't like any of the characters. They were just all annoying. This is one of those films that if I streamed my reaction live, it would be yelling at the characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is stupid. Why are you doing that? What are you doing? That's stupid. You're an idiot. Throughout the whole film, it's not just specific parts. But it's weird because 1 minute it's like, it's like those sort of youthful type movies like Scream and stuff like that, and then it goes off into kind of Weirdville with like a Hickster.
Oh yeah, the pool guy or something.
With
yeah, that was
acne
weird.
And then it becomes almost like weird, inappropriate, and then it goes off into even weirder things with like a lot of artsy fartsy stuff, but then at the same time you have a puppet monster that looks like it would be something in full moon production, and then it goes into Societyville, and it goes Yeah, all kinds
Sorry,
of weird stuff that it's a smattering of things, you know. And so by the end, I think, like most films, if I don't care about the characters, it just makes me kind of nitpick it and get irritated to where it's not as enjoyable. I think it's got some interesting ideas. I mean, towards the end, there's a lot of stuff I think I hadn't really seen before. Like, well, I won't say because there's a spoilery, but I mean, just how people transform and that kind of thing. So I don't know. This film annoyed me more than it entertained me. I mean, I mean, the idea is interesting, but then at the same time, every time it would go to that, I mean, everything felt like it was trying to be all like stylistic and stuff. And then you see this puppet that looked like, you know, a reject they wouldn't use, you know, in Jim Henson stuff. And I just couldn't take that seriously. Because it just looked like a puppet, you know. It's like a.
I'm pretty sure it was. So.
Yeah, it's like an incestuous version of Grogu. It's just very, very weird. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it because I didn't hate it. The movie just annoyed me, but it had some interesting things. But then I think certain things just went on too long. They just kept doing this weird, flashy, artsy thing, and then anyway, I'll get into more detailed stuff, and because I want to say some spoilery stuff, but I won't. But yeah, I thought it was okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. All right, Crystal Cleveland, what was your first impression of We'll See?
So I think I definitely liked it more than Christopher for sure. But I kind of understand what he's talking. I understand what he's talking about. How it's a little tonally odd, especially, you know, in throughout, like the whole thing. I couldn't tell if they were trying to be funny or they were trying to be serious. And I think that's the problem, that they were trying to do both. And I think that's possible in a horror comedy, but they didn't quite go in any one direction for sure. I have to admit the lawn dude really threw me. I mean, it actually pulled me completely out of the movie because his voice and the way he's okay, you know, I'm like, what? Is that what they really think that, like, I'm like, what? Oh, I don't know. Kind of bothered me a little bit. But I will say that the location that they used and the house that they shot at is just beautiful. I think the actresses did great in their roles. I think they all played it well. They're all beautiful. And we had some nice booty shots. So I'm very appreciative of that. So there was good eye candy. I think that I like the concept of the story as well. You know, I like Night of the Comet. It's one of my very favorite movies in the whole wide world. So the idea of a comet, like, or it's technically a meteor, but, you know, I mean, they had a lot of good elements here, but something did fall flat, and mainly that was the choices that the characters made. I think that a lot of it is that it was low budget, and so they were trying to stay within a confined location space. And that made it a little bit more difficult as far as what they could do with the story. But it did drag out and feel long at points. I loved I know the puppet was silly, but I thought it was very cute. They had a little puppy nose, a little dog nose. Okay, so I'm easy there. I don't know. Sorry. I thought it was cute. I would have brought it inside too. I'm a sucker. And I love society, so I love the societal moments as well. I think I could have had more of that, actually. I think I appreciate that with the relationships of the girls, that they didn't make the leader, you know, obviously who the leader was, such a mean girl until it started going on, you know, and as she started changing. She wasn't that mean at first to the girl. She was kind of like, she was kind of punchy, but she wasn't what she could be, you know? I mean, like you see over the top in movies, because who wants to be friends with someone like that, honestly? I did enjoy it, and there were some things I'd change about it, but overall, I really liked a lot of what I saw. I liked a lot of the visuals. I do wish that some choices had been different, but other than that, I mean, it was good. I mean, y'all have Shudder. You're gonna watch it anyway, so you should watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a similar reaction. I mean, I liked it well enough. I liked. I really loved the stupid puppet. I mean, it's obvious. But I just thought I don't know. It was just so absurd, and I think that while I liked that, and also liked a lot of the makeup when they started, final act when it starts getting a lot of like when you see on the poster with the stuff dripping out of their eyes and stuff, and that really it starts to gel, no pun intended at that point. And I'm not really sure about the frog, turtle, fish egg things going on, but
yeah,
not eating caviar again anytime soon. But but at the same time, it's a bit tone deaf. It's kind of all over the place. Whether it's trying to be a comedy or and the characters sometimes don't make sense, like that pool boy is.
It's weird.
It's just it didn't quite work. It probably seemed like a good idea.
Where was this movie made? Sorry, I didn't mean to get
well, it's supposed to be in the Mojave Desert, but I don't know if it was made there.
But it was the Malta Film Board produced it. So
see, I wonder if they really don't know what that would actually look like.
Well, country bumpkin or redneck.
Yeah, I guess.
But at the same time, I liked the main cast, and I liked that they did eventually get off of the the property a bit and go down the dirt road, they did a lot right. But man, there were so many missteps along the way, and the choice of the weapon was awesome too. I'll give it that. So I have mixed feelings about this. Mm-hmm. I want to like it more than I do.
Me too. That's exactly how I feel. Yeah.
I will say that there's parts that gross me out.
Yeah.
Let's say we're already in Spoilerville.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We are. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the whole sort of what I call the turtle's anal prolapse sex stuff, because it just had this almost like prolapsed anal thing that came out from his butt, like a blanket of flesh from his anus, and then they're like, oh, let's roll all in his anus blanket. And I'm like, I don't know
that's the phrase of the day, folks.
But it's like they took that sort of element of society, when they have their whole I forgot the term they use, the orgy thing. Mm-hmm. But then they would all, on top of that, they throw this sort of like David Lynch artsy flash of different images and stuff, where they'd say like something from a spaceship and blah blah blah, and they do all these different things, and they kept doing that over and over. It's like, okay, we get it, and then it didn't really, but then they didn't really explain like why the one girl, it didn't really affect her the same,
like how she was able to break out of it.
But I feel like also,
I thought I figured it out.
Why? What?
I thought because they had a connection right away, so he wanted her as a mate, where he just wanted to mate with the others. Does that make sense?
No, it
no.
does not make sense.
He wanted her as a companion, where he just wanted to bump uglies with the other two girls.
I don't know.
I thought there was a connection between them, because every time he
has that connection with any of them.
Yeah.
Well, no, the other connections were a little bit more
carnal.
Well, yeah, carnal. But this one was a little more like, I don't know. I wanted to read into it, so that's perhaps what I did.
Probably.
Yeah. I didn't see that at all.
Because she's the one that went to him at first and wanted to save him, and the others didn't. So I think I took it as the creature had a feelings for her. But
I don't know.
If not, then it don't make no damn sense.
He still tried to,
Oh, well, of course.
shoot that black dye. Which see, that is one of the things in the trippy moments when they did like the dye thing. Obviously, I was like, they're about to get pregnant, because it showed like, I love David Lynch. So I did like these trippy moments. I don't know. So those are parts I liked, unfortunately, and I could see how you wouldn't.
Well, they keep repeating the same images over and
that's
over.
True
so, you know, after a while, it's like, okay, we get it. They're tripping balls, literally.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I do like how the bones rose in the oven very quickly. If you want to say that.
Yeah, okay, but that doesn't even make any. Okay, that's actually one of the parts that bothered me.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah, because they had been impregnated for a while, and all of a sudden it just starts to. That doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah. Well, you're dealing with aliens, so it's never going to make sense. But I did kind of like it to where these sort of almost like, I don't know if they're zombies, but they're just alien controlled pregnant ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've ever kind of seen that kind of thing where you have these evil pregnant ladies with black goo coming out their mouths and eyes, and it's almost like goth pregnant ladies coming after them. So I kind of like the visual, and I mean things like that I thought were kind of interesting. Although I think if they're flipping out and their bellies are swelling, they're spitting black goo, I think I would walk away from that and not let them spit it all over me. I was like, why does she keep standing there, letting him just spit all over her feet and all over her shirt? I don't know. Things like that. I think the characters are stupid. I think the story. I think I really wish that we'd had a little bit more interesting ideas about these characters in general, other than these sort of two-dimensional ideas of who they are. Right. You know, like you have the influencer who is just very tropish and like, oh, you know, I'm streaming live and I'm so hot and you know, blah 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 blah. You know, nerdy.
She was hot though.
Nerdy hot is the new hot. And I was like, I wish I could believe that lady. But then you have the other girls, like the daddy's girl, is the you know, he's very prissy and stuff, and then
rich.
You have the more sort of poor, I guess, artsy fartsy girl. But that's all we basically know about these characters. We don't get to know them, you know, and you know, and then you have the weird blonde boy who feels like he came out of like an Adam Sandler film, and I don't know, it felt like a character walked out of another movie.
Yes.
You know?
That's why I said it totally took me. I'm not kidding. Like I was like, what? What is with that accent?
Yeah.
What is with it?
And I think then we had an opportunity of having an outside character that would have been more interesting if we'd seen them to begin with, so that when they go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I
just runs away.
Yeah. So you have these sort of like two-dimensional characters. These things happen, and for me, I just didn't really care about it. They just kept annoying me, their decisions and their attitudes about things, and I don't know. I just
so
irritated me
also
so much.
Like the freaking. Where was the vehicle? By the way,
which one?
How did they get? Someone dropped them off.
4-wheeler,
right?
Well, they had like an Uber or something, or
okay. Why? That's weird and odd to me.
It is odd. They should be running a car.
So well, and then the thing
because they're influencers and they're artsy fartsy. Like, oh, we don't need a car.
And then
we should get one of those self-driving cars.
And then that Jeep thing. I'll tell you this: they're like, well, that Jeep thing, it's not going to make it back to town. Well, my ass would sure be trying to get that thing back to town.
I don't know about you guys. I was laughing when she was driving after the girl because I was like, that thing's driving very slow. She could basically walk around it and not be run over.
Yeah. But that wouldn't be as fun.
No, it wouldn't be as fun at all. There was other things that I liked that I think in the end ended up like shifting to tone as well. There's like one shot of the girl in the pool and she's screaming, and
I love that.
Really well composed and looking. No, not the what? No, not.
Oh, she was eating the eggs during that.
Yeah, the other girl was eating.
The other girl was the other girl was just screaming and acting.
Yeah,
weird.
But she looked great. But at the same time, the two of these scenes didn't play off each other real well, and it also didn't really tell us anything, right? It was just
what was the point of that?
It was just a segment, and it felt very disjointed. But
I felt like it was just to show their like descent into not controlling themselves, you know, because
but why that? You know, it just felt. I don't know.
Because it's odd.
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be?
I liked it. I like weird though. So
extreme pregnancy mood.
Oh well, I know.
What happened?
Hey, excuse you. That for maybe no. Okay, I thought something was funny too. How they brought back Dallas, like the Tinder dude. That was hilarious.
I did thought that was a nice callback.
That was hilarious.
Because when he said about, oh, okay. Well, I was like, that is you know, that's one of the Chekhov's Tinder profile, you know?
Yeah.
So to bring that up and then to bring it back, I was like, okay, that's actually, I like
funny.
that element.
Me too.
Yeah. So one thing I thought it missed is that even though, you know, really the conflict of the film is them trying to survive, I don't know where the growth of the characters came from, or the lack of it, or whatever. You know,
I don't think there was any.
Other than the only growth was in their bellies.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess sort of the one girl kind of came into her own, sort of, but it just just lacked that urgency and some friction. It just was like trying to survive, and sometimes that works, but it wasn't paced well enough to make it happen here. It needed some character, something going on.
Well, this film felt it's not the same, but this film felt a little bit like the movie Revenge.
I love
even
Revenge,
this house out in the middle of nowhere felt very similar to that. But I feel like the final girl, her hesitancy was throughout the very end, and that annoyed me. It's like, if you just seen that these girls are going to be creating all these little alien babies, kill it.
Yeah, she had the vision. She had that vision, so she knew what was going down.
And I hate to say it, she should have just went at the bellies too.
That's what. Okay, no, that's what I was.
I thought she was going to.
I swear, Christopher, I was like saying this. I was like, she's not done, is she? Because they could totally still be alive.
Yeah, I was like, you're. I don't know. I kept expecting her walking away. I was looking at the belly. I was like,
is it going to be moving?
Is it going to be moving? Because I don't.
Use out all the eggs.
Yeah, so for me, it's like, just if you're gonna do it, don't half-ass it.
Yeah, I agree. That's a big one for me. I'm like, kill them till they're dead. Yeah.
Triple tap that one. I don't know. I when they got to the killing part at the end and she started clubbing them, I was having fun.
I did like a particular shot where she is clubbing them and then you just see the blood spurt up. I was like, that was nice. That was fun. It's simple. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that very when that girl's got like the half tentacle arm, and I was like, wow, this has gone full Cthulhu here. A little bit of H.P. Lovecraft, and so.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if they had done like tentacles coming out of the vag?
Yeah, but when she's like,
that'd be crazy.
A little hentai.
Yeah.
She's got like all this black blood crap back coming out of her mouth. I'll say the one thing it did deliver, it did gross me out in several parts. Like
good, that's
the
good.
Baby, the vision of the babies popping out like little,
like he said, fish eggs. Yeah,
fish eggs. Turtle eggs.
I was like, that stuff kind of grosses me out when you have like that, but you don't see that very often because most of the time it's like Alien, where it's just like one thing. But if you have like a bunch of little babies like frog eggs in there, it's like ugh.
Well, I do want to say I think the director has a good eye. There are many scenes that are really well composed. Some of them are really simple, but then the other ones, it's just the way he like framed the girl when she had her, in the pool. I don't know why I was so impressed by the one where she's in the pool going but just really did the way.
Well, even the integration of the special effects of the comets or whatever they were, meteorites or whatever coming through the sky. I mean, especially in the very beginning when they see it like in the darkness, it looked really cool. And then even towards the end when you just see
all of them come back, which is interesting, I guess. Did they just get a check mark or something to come back? Why didn't it all happen at the same time? I assumed in my mind that it was all supposed to be happening at the same time, like there was multiple ones of these things, but I guess we don't know.
Well, something happened to the neighbor. She basically knew what was happening and offed herself. So.
Well, it happened to her dog first, evidently.
I guess so.
Yeah, but okay. See, I would have loved to know more about that, like how she knew and.
Well, and I guess to me, I think a missed opportunity would have been they go there first, they get information instead of having flipping through a thing, and then later on, like, I saw drawings. Doesn't tell anybody anything. But yeah, I think it would have been good. And then when they go back, then that's when they see the aftermath. I feel like that was a missed opportunity for the script. I mean, things like that I think work a whole lot better than just seeing some, goofy drawing of, weird Grogu.
Yeah. Grue-Crew turtle monster.
Horny Grogu.
Grow hard. All right, this.
Oh my! That's it. Obviously, that's it.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's give our final thoughts, our score, 1 to 5, and our favorite scene. And look at this! Look at this face. Yeah, go ahead and start us off, Christopher.
Yeah. So Seed definitely fulfills its title.
It does
in ways that you do never want to see again. It definitely delivers on the grotesque with the sort of like weird alien sex with humans thing, which with a turtle prolapse anus blanket or whatever that thing was. Where it would just come out like a little cape out of his butthole, and then people just roll in it like it's a big fruit roll up or something made of flesh. But
big love blanket. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just grossing myself out just talking about it. That kind of stuff was cool. I mean, the puppet, I don't know. The puppet felt out of place in the same way that I think the creature itself, I can understand having that creature, but I just felt they didn't even make it move. It just sat there. Just sat there. They didn't even make it really move, other than its head move. They never made it move. It's a very lazy ass alien whose only ability is to have his little meat blanket come out its butthole, and I don't know. I need to stop talking about that because I have nightmares tonight about
gross,
that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the characters are very tropish. I think they didn't really flesh out the characters well. I think the story is annoying in a lot of the decisions the characters make. It is very stylish in several parts. It's shot well. But then they go the artsy fartsy stuff and several things a little too much. They just repeat it. It's a lot of repetition. Which to me it's like, oh, we need to get to an hour and a half. So let's put more trippy acid trip with horny turtle aliens. So I don't know. Overall, I'll give it. Yes. I'll give it the middle ground with a 2.75.
Oh, very good. Very good.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I definitely don't love it, and I think it's very memorable. I think it's worth watching just for some of the gross stuff. But the characters are annoying AF, and where they try to put this speech and like, oh, it's an influencer. She talks like this, and it's like I didn't believe their relationships. I didn't believe some of the dialogue they said. It just seemed very it felt like a guy writing dialogue for women. That's what it felt like.
Interesting.
But as for favorite scene,
there's plenty to pick from. Come on.
Yeah.
What would be something?
You're not going to go for the anal blanket?
I don't want to give that any more spotlight, to be honest. I'm going to go the easy route and just I'm not going to say that. It sounds like because it's a bunch of hot girls. I was going to say the montage scene where they're taking pictures in the bikini, but I don't know. That's kind of stupid of me to say that. I'll say my favorite scene is when they're near the pool and they see the meteor shower.
The beginning. Okay.
Yeah, I like the visuals of that coming through the sky and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. And I think how the thing drops in the pool is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'll say that.
Dropping kids off
Yeah,
at the pool.
mean, yeah.
Gross.
Really? You just made
Well,
a
they
curve
called
reference.
it that too.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Mm-hmm.
The frozen shit.
No. All right, Crystal, you're up next. Your final thoughts, your score, your favorite scene.
Okay, so obviously, like I said, I like it more than Christopher. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Oh wow.
So
Nice.
yeah, I know there were some things I didn't like about it, but overall, I liked it more than I didn't. So I don't know. A lot of it was so colorful too. I could go on about some of the things I liked, but I think it's kind of irrelevant. I think everyone's going to draw their own conclusions, and I think everyone's going to probably have a few issues with this because I think it's hard not to with the story and stuff. My favorite scene. Of course I love the society moment. I'm always going to go for the gore though. I kind of like the way the shotgun blast looked. I mean, I thought it was pretty, although it really, that's not really how it would look if she put it in her mouth, but that's okay. I still liked it. That's not what it would actually look like because it would be blown out of the back of the head, but that's okay because the exit wound is always bigger than the entry, but that's okay. I still like the gore.
Are we still talking about the anal blanket? What do we think?
Sure.
Okay, sorry.
Anal blanket.
Okay, so I enjoyed the film well enough. I think it's a perfect Shudder film.
Yeah.
If you, this is the kind of film you want to turn on a Saturday night and have some friends over and just have fun watching a stupid movie, and it kind of is. But it delivers on the gore. It's got a good cast. There's some weird things that happen that maybe not make sense, but I think some audiences will actually enjoy those as being so outrageous and off kilter. But I did want to like it a lot more than I did as a whole. But there are elements of it that I think actually met my expectations. But as a whole, it had too many missing pieces. So I wrote down 3, so I'm going to go with that. But I don't know if that's high enough for the way I talked about it, but that's what I have. And my favorite scene, actually, guys, you left me all of them. So which one do I choose? Obviously I talked about when she's in the pool and doing that weird facial expression stuff because I thought that was just so. You got this incredibly good-looking girl and she's making these horrid faces and stuff, and it just looks so awesome. But I liked it when the girl got the club, that expensive club that we see earlier in the film, and the rich girl's always worried about put that back, and then our heroine, who should be wearing the blue hair throughout the film, by the way.
Oh, I know. That's great.
She looked great with the blue hair. Just clubbing away with it. Anytime she smacked people down, like especially the girl at the back behind the van. The girl in the van down by the river. No, the girl behind the I guess it was a police car at that point or whatever. I'm not really sure. I forget which car it was because we get this weird character at the end that kind of just catches them, and I guess he's a
rancher.
A ranger, yeah, something like that.
So, but anyway, when she clubs everybody, go for it. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. More of that, right? More of that. All right, there you go. That's our review for the scene.
Yay!
Streaming now on Shudder. Check it out and let us know what you think in the comments down below. We hope you enjoy this review. Christopher, Crystal, thank you so much for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Yep, I enjoyed it. Can't wait till next time.
I know. Hopefully less anal
Blankets.
leakage.
Wow. That's more than I was ready for. Please.
You're welcome.
Please.
Hey, I don't even. Yeah. I'm just gonna smile and grin and nod. I'll be like,
so
yes.
Is that going to be on it's a cinematic loose sphincter? That's what we're going to have on
it's
this.
Cinematic anal leakage. The seed. Yes.
I think people are gonna really like this.
Mm-hmm. I think it's one of those films that people will talk about scenes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have films that they may not be the greatest, but there's always those scenes that are very memorable. And I think, when these people start rolling in the little flesh roll-ups or whatever,
we need more of that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could have been done even worse, I think.
Yes.
Well, I will say I'm looking forward to whatever Sam Walker does next. So
me too.
We'll leave
I hope
it
it's horror.
He's got some weird ass ideas, that's for sure. So it's definitely different.
All right, let's say good night.
Good night.
Gruesome Magazine.